In Hawkins Falls, people say,
my idea of a self-confident woman is the one who'll buy a new coat without having her husband along.
Hawkins Falls, a television novel that tells the story of life in small-town USA. It seems to be quite true that sooner or later a person pays for doing a wrong. Spec Bassett found this out last night, and he found out rather severely. For his bride of a few weeks left him after discovering that Spec was the one who wrecked the press at the Journal. Well, looking in at the office of the Journal this morning, we find one man who seems to be reluctant to get up and go to work. Let's find out why.
Don! Good morning, Dad.
Oh, hi.
Nothing very exciting in the mail, is there?
Looks like about 7 bills and 1 subscription order. Something wrong with the ratio.
Well, I have one bit of news that's encouraging. Last night, Spec Bassett gave me a check to cover the damage on the press. Look. Don, what's wrong?
I must have wrenched my back last night. I tried to shift the press around.
Oh, Don.
Yeah, I thought I'd do a little work after the repairman left. Oh, what a handy guy I am.
Well, here. You're going to sit right down here, and I'm going to have Dr. Corey come over and take a look at it.
Look, don't bother, Lone. I'm okay.
I insist.
Look, I'm really... Oh. Must have twisted a ligament or something.
Yeah.
Morning.
Oh,
Hi.
Maeve, would you do me a favor? Would you drive down over to Dr. Corey's office?
What's the matter, Don? You feeling well?
Look, I'm fine. I've just got a bad back, that's all.
Well, Dr. Corey's going to look at it to make sure.
You help Don out to the car, lady.
All right, you bet. You can lean on me, Don.
Look, really, I'm not in such bad shape. It's...
Well, we're not taking any chance.
You might as well take a minute to have it looked at.
Well, here we go, mister. Come on.
I'd like to make a short speech.
Now, after you talk to the doctor, you can talk to us for hours.
Well, I'd like to say this. Nobody ever had blood relatives they liked any more than I like you people. Nobody ever
Who
had...
wound up this fella anyway? Here, I'm going to drive to the doctor's office, and he's making farewell
Well,
speeches.
I was just trying to say that while I'm protesting, I still enjoy all the attention.
Take him away, Lane.
Come on along, Don. The car's out in the alley.
Oh.
He's wonderful.
Now, whoever would have thought that the ghost in the Beeler house would turn out to be such a marvelous friend? Shows you how much we know about the future, doesn't it?
I don't know. You may not be able to foretell the future, but you can do a little to guide it.
Well, that's true enough.
I mean that we know that Don is going to get married someday. It isn't as though it's entirely up to fate.
No,
Well, now he said we were as close as relatives. Relatives often take an interest in trying to make a match.
Isn't this awful? Why is it that married women like ourselves can't stand to see a single man floating around without trying to find him a wife?
Well, it's simple enough. We know how wonderful being married is, and we want a person as nice as Don to be happy.
Say, you've given me an idea for an article in the paper. See, I'll get the bachelor's views on matchmaking. Then I'll get the matchmaker's views on...
Well, you go ahead and write it down while it's fresh in your mind.
Well, I don't know what I thought I was going to print the story in. Forgot all about the press being ruined.
When will it be fixed and ready to work?
By the end of the week, I hope. What's this?
Oh, let me straighten Don's spread out here.
Oh, don't bother, Millie. I'll do it later.
It'll just take me a minute.
8962, please.
Hey, it's all over town about Spec Bassett and his wife. They say she left him.
Hello, Mr. Bellamy? This is Lona Drawer. Yes, I'm afraid there's been a mistake. You sent me a bill marked paid in full. But how? I see. Did you put that check through your bank yet? Oh. Well, all right, Mr. Bellamy. Goodbye.
I'll see you later, Lona.
Just one moment, Millie. What have you and Leif done?
There's no one watching the store.
Mr. Bellamy said that this bill of sales, this bill for supplies, has been paid by your check. Millie, what have you done?
Well, the regular postman was sick, and the relief man brought some of your mail over to our house by mistake.
How many of my bills did you pay?
A couple. What's the difference?
Really, you shouldn't have done this, and you weren't even going to tell me about it, were you?
Now, let's talk about it some other time. It was only a few small bills.
This bill to Mr. Bellamy is for $85.
Now,
How much did you lay out?
you're making a fuss over nothing at all. I don't know how much it came to. We'll settle up when things get organized on the paper.
You just stay right here.
Well, really, I have to be going.
Paid in full, $112.53. Millie.
Well, all right, so we took care of a few bills for you. Is that so awful?
But I can't pay you any part of this now. And that you and Lace can't carry it.
We're doing all right. Lona, someone had to take care of those bills for you, or you wouldn't have any paper at all. Now, we'll straighten it out some other time.
Oh, but
Now, really, I have to be going. I'll see you later.
He'll be all right, Leif. I taped up his back.
Well, will he be able to get around?
Oh, sure, without any trouble. He said you might want to run along. He's not going directly back to the paper now, anyway. Oh, say, Mrs. Riga, he may have a little trouble getting his shoes on. I've got him taped up so he can't reach them.
Yes, sir.
How's she working out, huh?
I'm a pretty lucky man, Leif. She's taken over this job like she's been here for years. Of course, I'm not saying she's another Lona, but working out very well.
Good. Well, I think I'll be running back. I'll be seeing you, Doc.
Leif, what about Lona?
Lona's fine. Making out real great.
That's not the talk going around. I understand the paper's in real trouble.
Oh, it's only temporary. You know how great Lona is at organizing things. She'll make out fine.
Are you giving it to me straight?
Now, would I try and kid you, Doc?
You're darn right you would. You'd kid me or anybody else to protect Lona. I just want to know if there's anything I can do to help.
I don't know exactly. Maybe there is. Lona listened to you.
And the paper is in trouble.
If you call strangling to death being in trouble.
That bad, huh?
And Knapp made a terrible mistake leaving when he did. The paper's in a mess. Lona isn't equipped to handle it. Sure, she's as smart as they come, but this is all new to her. By the time she catches on, the journal will be history.
Wish I knew what to suggest. I know she's trying to save the paper because of Knapp.
Think about it, will you, Doc? I mean, I've been busting my head trying to come up with an answer.
I'll try, Leif. I'll try my best.
Swell. See you.
Mrs. Riga, will you call Mr. Whitcomb at the bank? What is it?
Nothing, Doctor.
What happened in there? Don, I asked Mrs. Riga to help you with those.
Now I can manage. Oh, boy, you've really got me taped up.
Oh, put your feet up on the sofa, please.
Oh, thanks, Doc.
Mrs. Riga,
Yes, sir.
will you tie those laces, please?
He'd rather I didn't, Doctor.
Please do as I say.
Yes, sir.
Never mind, I can manage.
Now, let's get this straight, Don. Mrs. Riga's working for me. This is my office. I'll run it the way I like.
Well, I don't mean to cause a scene. Let's forget it.
All right, put your feet back up there. All right, Mrs. Riga.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks. Say, would you get me my pipe in there? I think it's in one of those drawers in my desk.
Yes, sir.
Don, I never expected this of you.
What am I supposed to do, fall in love with a woman?
There's no reason to treat her this way. Her husband's the one who's in jail. She's supposed to be free.
Look, I don't like to think of myself as a narrow-minded guy, Dr. Corey. But I'm seeing the results of what they did to Knapp and Lona.
The court's cleared her. Like I said, her husband is in jail.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Here you are, Doctor.
Oh, thanks. Well, you rest that back as much as you can. I'll take the tape off in a few days.
I owe you an apology.
That's okay.
No, it isn't okay. I'm afraid I've been mean and petty about things. Never realized I was capable of being so small.
Sure.
Look, have many of your patients been giving you a hard time?
Not so bad.
I never stopped to think how you must feel about all this.
Look, Mr. Yates, don't worry about me. I'll get along fine without your sympathy.
Oh, tough guy, huh?
Yeah, tough enough to get by. Soft enough to shed a tear once in a while, but I'll manage.
I guess you will at that. Bye.
Good day, Mr. Yates. Yes, Mr. Yates.
don't imagine you have many friends in town.
Is there a law against not having friends?
Oh, now, come on, Mrs. Riga. I sent up the dove of peace already. Let's not take pot shots at it. I think you've got kind of a nice smile.
Guess I haven't had a chance to show it much lately. Tell you the truth, it hurts my cheek.
Hey, you don't happen to like baseball, do you?
Oh, I love it. As a matter of fact, I'm probably the only woman in Hawkins Falls who can give you last year's batting averages for most of the National League players. I'm a real fan.
Well, I'm an American League boy myself, but sometimes I get along with National Leaguers pretty well. Say, there's a baseball game tonight. It's not big league stuff, but, well, it's baseball. Look, what do you say you and
I might have known.
You might have known what?
I have work to do, Mr. Yates. Please excuse me.
Oh, look, all I was doing was trying to ask you to go to the ball game.
Listen, I like my job. I might object plenty to some people resenting that I work here, but there's one thing I won't stand for, and that's for somebody making passes at me. I won't take it from anybody.
Take it easy, Mrs. Riga. I'm just trying to be nice.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Oh, okay. Have it your own way. Incidentally, if you'd let me finish, you would have found out that I was going to the ball game with Toby and April Winfield and a couple of other people. I just wanted you to join us, that's all. Mrs. Riga, I have to run over to the bank for a minute. I won't be gone long.
Yes, sir.
Mrs. Riga?
Yes, sir, you'll be at the bank.
What did Don Yates have to say to you?
He asked me to go to the night baseball game with him.
Well, you'll enjoy that. Our local team may not have big-name players, but they sure have color. You'll have a good time. You wait and see.
I thought he was trying to make a date, you know.
You turned him down?
Yes. I didn't even give him a chance to tell me a whole group was going.
Sue, Don Yates is a very loyal man. What he did was done without thinking. After all, he's been very close to the Brewers.
Sure, I can see that.
Don was a big enough man to apologize to you. He asked you to go out with him because he wanted to be friends.
I wasn't sure.
Want my advice?
Looks like I could use some.
Wait until he gets back to the paper and then call him up and tell him you're sorry you got the wrong idea.
You mean you think I should go?
Doesn't matter whether you go or not. I just don't like to see you turn away anybody's friendship.
Thank you, Doctor.
In Hawkins Falls, Lona Drewer is Bernadine Flynn. Millie Flegel is Roz Toohey. Leif Flegel is Win Strachey. Dr. Corey is Maurice Copeland. Sue Riga is Tony Gilman. And Don Yates is Mark Roberts. Your announcer is Hugh Downs. Lighting by John Casagrande. Audio by Harry Bedingfield. Settings are by Stanley Raines. The production supervisor is Jim Troy. Technical director is Ed Reed. Hawkins Falls is created by Doug Johnson, written by Bill Barrett, directed by Frank Pacelli, and produced by Ben Park. We take you to Hawkins Falls each day, Monday through Friday at this same time. Come with us tomorrow, won't you? This program comes to you from Hawkins Falls by way of Chicago.